Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the AJ Analysis channel. I say good afternoon. You guys are from everywhere. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Manchester United versus Fulham. Time to discuss it. Tactical preview, and I'll be honest, in the last hour or so, we've had a massive spanner thrown into the works. So about an hour ago, I was sitting here quite content, quite happy with my life, feeling pretty good. And then we heard that Rasmus Højlund is injured. So we're going to figure that out. We're going to try and take another step towards figuring out our whole left-back conundrum. We've got a lot to work on. But before we do all that, get in the chat and let me know how you guys are doing. Straight away, I'm seeing FP, I'm seeing Matt, I'm seeing Ali, I'm seeing Red, I'm seeing Edwick. Good to see you all, guys. I hope you're all well. How are we taking that news? I know we've just had a bit of a reaction to it on Discord. Oh, it hurts, doesn't it? When will the pain go, bro? Not sure. This one hurts. This Højlund injury, I'm smiling, but it's so I don't cry. Because, ouch. Rasmus Højlund injured. We don't have a left back at the club. We have one full back being Diogo Dalot. We've got problems. But the good thing is we've got some good footballers at this club still, right? So we've got a problem. I think there's some solutions. So obviously what I was going to do today and this afternoon was go through a proper tactical preview, talk about some of the things which Fulham are going to do. Instead of doing a tactical preview video, we were going to go more detailed this afternoon because I've got a different video lined up. I think this whole Højlund situation has changed things. So we'll probably build a starting 11 like we normally would. We'll probably do a poll for the left back situation in terms of what we think the best option is to get that out of the way. We'll then build the midfield, how you guys want to build the midfield. But I do think the big talking point is now up front. Not only up front, but also our left wing, our right wing, the knock-on effect of the whole team. Does it affect our 10 even? Maybe there's a solution there. MUFC, good to see you, mate. 100% the worst thing that could have happened to us, apart from a Kobbie Mainoo injury. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to try and be a little bit positive. At least it's only 2 to 3 weeks. So it's not the end of the world. It could be worse in terms of, it could be a really serious injury. I think the most important thing is going to be that when he does come back from injury, we've got to nurse him back in. We can't just throw him straight into the team. Did you see that just pop up below there, by the way? That's a new thing we've got added. It's a bit small. I need to get that sorted for next time. But that was Ali with a donation, the absolute legend, $10. I hope you guys liked that little feature. Thank you very much, Ali. You allowed me to show it off. And of course, thank you very much for the $10 donation. Guys, make sure to spam the love hearts in the chat. Ali saying, good morning, AJ, and the best community. Very disappointed. That means Rashford is a 9, Garnacho left wing, and either Anthony or Ahmad on the right-hand side. Like I said, it's definitely, a spanner in the works, isn't it? It is a spanner in the works. Did that work for you guys, by the way? Did you get a little animation come up just below me saying that Ali had donated? Did that come up for you guys? Hopefully it did. But yeah, thank you very much for the donation. Everyone make sure to say thank you for that. Spam some love hearts in the chat. And also, leave a like on Ali's donation as well. You guys saw it? Lovely stuff. Anyway, let's get to reading this. So yeah, of course that is one option. Garnacho left wing, Rashford as a 9, Anthony or Ahmad on the right. Do we like that solution? Let me know what you guys are thinking. We've got a super chat below that fantastic hoodie. Chad, you're putting too much pressure on me, man. I'm going to have to invest a lot in hoodies. All of Ali's donations are going on hoodies just to please you, mate. The fact that our backup, Martial, is also injured, and the fact that it's Martial is the problem with the club. Fair enough, yep. Praying he comes back, still firing, and this isn't going to end up being a bump in the road form-wise. He was flying. Yeah, I mean, for him personally, it's got to be a big hit. You could see his form in that last game, the finish with like the flick of the chest, the confidence that the young man was having at the time. Hopefully he keeps it, like you said, hopefully he keeps it. Hopefully Ten Hag doesn't rush him like he rushed Licher and Shaw. Honestly, I think that's the most important thing because not only for this season, obviously we want top 4 this season or top 5, top 6, whatever. But the most important thing actually in terms of Rasmus Højlund is protecting him and not rushing him back too quickly, which is going to see him pick up another injury and then he becomes injury prone or has a weakness in whatever muscle it may be. That's the worst case scenario. So protect him. If it means we have to leave him out a little bit longer to make sure he's okay, in my opinion, that's what we should do. But let me know what you think. How did he even get injured? I'm not too sure. All I saw was about 45 minutes ago, we heard that he had a muscle injury. I don't know any details in it yet, but we are going to be keeping an eye on Twitter. United District, drop them a follow. We're going to be keeping an eye on that throughout the afternoon, see what Ten Hag's saying, because we might be able to hear a little bit more there. Antony is completely useless. I don't even think that's a hot take. New design, baby. Yeah, we're working on things. It's not finished. I want to get it up there so you can constantly see who the most recent donator is and also latest members, and then have that animation pop up down there. It's a work in progress, but I accidentally deleted the old stuff while making this one, so we're kind of at an in-between ground. But yeah, we're working on it. I think it looks better. I think it looks a bit more going on. Is the tactical board still big enough for you guys? Because obviously that's now a little bit smaller. Is that still alright for you guys? Some feedback would be good. Licha wasn't rushed back though. Yeah, on this occasion I don't think he was. I think the first time round at the start of the season he was, but I don't think he was. I don't think this time Licha was rushed back, but we have seen it in the past, and I think Shaw was. I just told my mum it's Casemiro's birthday today, and my mum responded with, "Do you think anyone got him a yellow card?" Very nice. I like it. I like it. I'm tired, AJ. It's the hope that kills you. Very visible. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Why or why did we not bring fitness coaches who are used to coaching high-intensity scenarios? I mean, it does... The fact it's a muscle injury, we would assume that it's going to be non-contact again, I would guess, unless it's like a dead leg sort of job, but I think that's unlikely with the duration of it. So it appears to be another non-contact injury, which again would suggest muscles not being conditioned in the right way. So, yeah. Can we get a Discord link? I'm sure one of you guys can get... I'm sure one of the mods, can drop a Discord link in the chat. And also, while you're there, leave a like on the stream. Check out the Discord, completely free. But yeah, leave a like on the stream as well. It'd be greatly appreciated. It really helps the stream. It pushes it out in the world to more people to watch it. So, would be greatly appreciated. It really helps the channel. Thanks, Matt, for dropping the Discord. Check it out. Who was it who asked? JD, go check it out, mate. Recommend it. 2 to 3 weeks off, so he'll be back probably after the international break. Hopefully Denmark don't call him up. Well, yeah, the international break is late March, isn't it? So, yeah, that might actually be handy in terms of not missing too many games. Good point, good point. Corey, good to see you, mate. I hope you're well. Hope your mood hasn't been too ruined by the Rasmus Højlund news, which has got us all sad. So yeah, I think if it was me, if our last game before the international break is March the 16th, I probably wouldn't bring him back before then. Even if he's fit to and available, just leave him. Just leave him. And like you said, hope that Denmark don't take him on international duty. But we're just going to have to wait and see. They might do. They might do. I'm not sure. I think they were okay with him last time, though, weren't they? In terms of not rushing him back too quickly. Matt with a really good question. And something I want to get onto. And we are now going to move to that. Is Ahmad in a sort of false 9 role viable in the desperate state we're in? Can't imagine we've practiced it before now, but he played more centrally and as a focal point at times on loan. So, just we'll start with the striker situation because it is the hot topic. Left back, that's a crisis for another day. We'll deal with that another day. What are our options up front? Option 1, Marcus Rashford up front. Garnacho perhaps left wing. And then, where's Antony? Right wing. Probably option 1, probably the most kind of obvious go-to solution, but I'm not sure it's one that I'm happy with. Another option is Rashford staying up front in this situation here. Garnacho wide on the right still, or it could be the other way. Fernandes out wide, is that an option? Fernandes Garnacho could be the other way around. McTominay in a 10 position. That could work. We have seen that sort of thing before. I think perhaps Bruno right, Garnacho left would be more likely. I think there's a solution there. Could we see Bruno Fernandes staying in the 10? McTominay up front? Rashford left, Garnacho wide right? McTominay up front? You know, we keep saying that it might be his better position. And, you know, he's been quite effective there from the bench. The only thing is, what I will say is I think playing up front is very, very different alone to what it is with Højlund. What we've seen recently, and I've said it a lot, is Højlund makes these runs into the box which take players away. Take centre-backs away, and that's what allows McTominay to then attack the box. So, not having Højlund with that initial run to open up the space for McTominay would probably see McTominay struggle a little bit more, but I think it is an option. But I do like the idea of exploring Ahmad as a false 9, and I quickly had a look into it. So, he's played as a centre-forward in his career 19 times. Obviously, predominantly a right winger, but he has played more central at times. Could we see an Ahmad false 9 sort of role. Now, obviously, Matt, you said about how we perhaps haven't prepared for that. One thing I would go back to is pre-season. If you guys remember, Jadon Sancho was playing up front, and you'd think Ahmad stylistically is a little bit similar. You know, I think Ahmad's closer to Sancho up front than what he is Rasmus. So, could we see that sort of job there? Ahmad as a false 9? And if so, can you guys particularly... Not sure what happened to my voice there. Do you guys have much memory of what we were doing in pre-season tactically? In sense of, you know, how would this affect the rest of the team? Is there also an option for Bruno as a false 9, maybe? I've seen it suggested in the past, and then you could go McTominay in here. Trying to think what other options we've got. Amrabat doesn't really offer any solutions. Eriksen? Now, here's a absurd shout for you. Did Eriksen not play striker in Ten Hag's first competitive game for the club? Against, was it Brighton last season, or was it the Brentford? No, not the Brentford game. The Brighton game, I believe he played up front. As in Eriksen did, with Fernandes behind. So, is that a solution? What of those ones? What ones are you feeling? Because realistically, we haven't got an option of a proper striker. There just isn't one. Rashford, for me, is not a striker still. And I don't think any of the others are strikers. Like Martial, yeah, nice one, because he's available, isn't he? So, we're not going to get another Rasmus Højlund. We are going to have to see a tactical switch. We can't go for the idea of what's the closest thing to Højlund we can get to keep some continuity in the team and a tactical approach and things like that. We're simply not going to see that because we don't have another Højlund. Højlund, I've said a lot of times, is a unique profile. I think he's a unicorn profile, is a term I've used quite a lot. So we're not going to be able to replicate it. So it is a case of finding the next best scenario. What gets the best out of our players around them? I do wonder if some form of false 9. You know, the fact that Rashford in particular is a very good runner, out to in. But also I think Garnacho likes to be a runner. I think Garnacho is a shoot first sort of player. And I also think Rashford he's a shoot first player and he's direct, he wants to attack the goal. Naturally having someone in a false 9 position who wants to drop in a little bit, could that create that space? Or do you guys want to take a quick look at Fulham and then based on that discuss who the best option is? Let me know. Also guys, leave a like on the stream, that'd be greatly appreciated. We're currently on 18, I think we can get that a little bit higher. I reckon we can get that to 50 in, you know, less than a minute. That's my challenge for you guys. That's something else I want to do as well. Above the tactics board, get a progression bar of likes. I think that'd be cool. I don't know how to do it though, is the problem. If anyone knows, please help. Please help. McTominay as a 9 would be my option. I could not see Bruno playing up front. Rashford inverting into the striker role at times. Sorry, you can see Bruno playing up front, sorry. Which automatically makes Dalot the left back, assuming Amas is not ready for first team football. That is another point as well. I think the left back situation does affect it. Because if our striker, for example, if we opt for someone who drops in quite a lot, that probably means our wingers come inside a bit more, which then probably means we need naturally more of an overlapping fullback. Or someone who, if they aren't always doing it, certainly can do it. So again, it's tough. Again, it is tough. There are a lot of comments in chat, by the way, which I love to see. Thank you so much for the engagement. It's beautiful. So many people talking. Sorry if I miss any comments. I'm going to try and read as many of them as possible, but I can't guarantee I'm going to get to all of them. Should take Ethan Williams from the academy. Truthfully, I just don't know enough about him to really back that. All his injuries before the Manchester derby, absolute nightmare. A 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2 looks like the only options available. Do we have the centre-back personnel for that? Potentially a Maguire, Varane, Kambwala back three, possibly. 3-4-3, Anthony left wing back, Bruno, Rashford, Garnacho up front, with then Dalot right wing back on the other side. There's an option there, potentially. Do you think there is a world where Ten Hag will kind of completely change tactical approach? Could you see a world where he goes to, for example, a diamond and uses split strikers up top, like a Rashford and a Garnacho, similar to what Madrid do, obviously without the same quality? Could we go to a back three? Could we go to a back five? Or do you think it will be the normal shape with like just tweaks to the way it works? A Real Madrid style, maybe. potentially there is potential for that sort of idea, like a diamond, like you said, with those split strikers up front. It's an option. What was the comment? FP can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure he scored a header against AC Milan. He did. I believe he kind of lob-headed Donnarumma in goal. Forson, that's the other person I meant to say. Who said that? Milk. Yes, you are absolutely spot on. Apologies if you can hear dogs going absolutely bonkers in the background. Lovely, calm creatures. Yeah, Forson is another option. Could he come straight in up front? We've seen him come on from the bench before in recent weeks. Forson is an option also. Again, apologies for the dogs barking in the background. We don't have a Buster emoji yet, do we? For members, we need to get that sorted. Guys, let's run the likes up. Let's run those like numbers up. We can go way higher than that. 3-4-2-1 looks quite viable. It has the players already in half spaces. Who did we say up front in that system? Sorry. Again, there's a lot of comments here, so it's quite difficult to catch them. Trying to read up a little bit and see. I said there's so many comments, it's quite difficult to see at the moment. Ten Hag keeps playing him over Ahmad, so probably yes. Yeah, Forson is definitely an option. I'm trying to think, if we were to make a poll, you can only put 4 options on a poll. Do we have too many choices here? To actually, because I think Bruno's unlikely. I think Bruno false 9 is unlikely. I think Ten Hag likes him deeper for those forward passes. I think our options are Rashford up front, Ahmad up front, Forson up front, McTominay up front. Those probably are our most likely solutions. For a 3-4-2-1, I'd have Rashford up front, keeps him up the pitch. And then sort of Fernandes, Garnacho either side of him. Doesn't matter too much what way around. Making too many big changes will affect the players and their cohesion. Absolutely spot on. And that's my concern I've had at left back for a start. The fact that, say, if we move Dalot from right back to left back, it reshuffles our whole defence. It's been a massive concern of mine over the past couple of weeks. I've been talking about it quite a lot. You guys have probably got bored of it. It just gets worse now, though. It just gets worse. It gets more complicated, more difficult to figure out. I really like the idea of Ahmad as a false 9. Worth trying against Fulham at home. So in terms of, let's just quickly have a talk about Fulham, because it has relevance, of course. Let's put Lindelof in at left back for now. We can discuss that later if you guys want to. Fulham. How will Fulham look to play? Let's just do this for now. So, how will Fulham look to play? They mix up their game quite a lot. They're a side which will sometimes play out from the back quite short. The centre-backs will split either side. Harrison Reed in for Palhinha. Palhinha suspended, by the way. I only found that out because of the Discord guys the other day. But Palhinha out is a big boost. Big boost for us. Harrison Reed, though, will drop into this position. And at times, they will play in a 2-3 shape like this, and now look to play out from the back. The other option is also, not as regularly, but sometimes, Kearney will drop in. Double pivot, 2-4, and again, now look to play the ball out from the back. However, what they also have the option to do is bring someone like Woody in deeper to draw someone like Dalot at fullback, and then they will go long from the back and try and hit these channels of space. So Varane, Maguire centre-back pairing probably makes sense to deal with that sort of long ball threat. Palhinha out, that's good for us. Yeah, like I said, I didn't know until the guys on Discord told me the other day, so shout out them guys. Join the Discord, by the way. Recommend it. Really good. Really good. So that's something which Fulham are going to try and do, and I think that's the main approach in possession. Something else they'll look to do further up the pitch is bring the wingers in, get the fullbacks flying around and stuff like that. But in terms of the relevance of the striker, or just our attacking setup in general, but out of possession, there needs to be this balance between being ready to press high, I would imagine, because Fulham will look to play out from the back. Adebayo in particular, really good in this aspect, if he plays. They will look to play the ball out from the back, but also we need to consider if they go long. If they send the ball long, we need to also have enough numbers back here. Yeah, the Discord link is also in the description of the stream. We're on 36 likes, guys. I reckon if we get to 50 likes in the next 5 minutes, Rasmus will only be injured for 1 match. That's what I heard. So leave a like to pay respect for Rasmus's muscle injury. Something like that. Is Bassi not playing? Not in the last couple of games that I've watched. We've seen Adebayo, we've seen Ream, and we've also seen Diop making up the defence from what I've seen in recent weeks. Even with the injuries, no excuses not to win. Fair point. So in terms of us playing out from the back, this is something else which does have a link to the striker as well. Because Fulham will press. You know, they're not a park the bus side, but they're not great with the way that they press. They're a bit like us at times. They don't fully connect the press. They do leave little gaps and things like that. By the way, you guys with the likes, some of you are liking in the chat. There is also actually a like button under the video as well. So if you can press both, that'd be great. Anyway, with their press, what they will do is, let's say the ball goes to whoever our left back might be. They'll squeeze over like this. But what they're going to do after that is have a slight problem. In the fact that they don't tend to connect their far winger that well. You know, this guy doesn't come in that well. So sometimes he will stay deep here, which means that if you're clever with it, you can work the overload and get the ball to your far side centre-back and have quite a lot of space. The other option is that the winger will commit. So let's say Lindelof's got the ball here, and we're squeezed in like this. We look to play this pass, which is normally on, but on this occasion it isn't. Willian comes rushing forward into this space here. What they do now leave is the far fullback, a bit like what we do a lot. You know, when the ball's with the goalkeeper, we always see our wingers tuck in, fullback not connecting, and it leaves this pass available. So the point I'm trying to make here is the Fulham press isn't great, and that does affect our striker situation. Because what I would normally say, if a team is really good in a high press, you know, if a side squeezes us man for man, I will often say we need quite a big, powerful striker, because then you can bypass the press by going long to them. But in this game, in my opinion, there is no excuse not to play the ball out from the back. Now, I know we haven't got Lisandro Martinez, and I know we haven't got Luke Shaw, so that's obviously going to affect our ability to do so. But due to the problems in the Fulham structure, I still think we have enough men to play out from the back. So I don't know that having a big target man up front is a requirement in this game, which does affect the striker situation. It does affect it. Just joined. Are you suggesting McTominay as a striker? No, that's just who we settled on while I was quickly talking about Fulham. We're still very much unsure on the striker situation and the left-back situation. In terms of the options we've said McTominay up front is an option. We've said Rashford up front is an option. We've said Forson up front is an option. And also Amad Diallo is an option. So let me know who you reckon. Fishfinger, good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. And where is Evans in the left centre-back conversation? It's definitely possible. The fact that Maguire came off at half-time the other day and Evans came in and played really well, the extra ability on the ball is going to be something which I think Ten Hag would consider. For me, personally, I just think Maguire's extra physical approach to the game and things like that will probably be the more useful trait for me. Although, perhaps, with no Shaw, with no Lisandro Martinez, maybe you do go Johnny Evans. Maybe that's another discussion we need to have. Why not Højlund? Unfortunately, Højlund, if you haven't seen the news, is injured for the next 2 to 3 weeks. He has picked up a muscular injury. So, we have no Rasmus Højlund this weekend, next weekend, probably the weekend after that. We've hit 50 likes, by the way, guys. Thank you very much. That's still only half of you, though. So I reckon we can improve that. But yes, sadly, for those of you which haven't seen the news already, Højlund is injured. So we are desperately looking for a solution. All right, I think it's time we do some polls so we can start figuring out what our best option is for this weekend. And I think we're going to start off with the left centre-back position. That's where we're going to start. We're going to start off with a left centre-back position. Because obviously, the more we tick players off as we go through the team, the more we can figure out who we want to play further up the pitch. So, left centre-back, I would say the options are Harry Maguire, starting recent games. I would say Johnny Evans is an option, and I would also say Lindelof. I think Kambuala coming into the side at centre-back is unlikely for this game. So, we're going to start off with that poll. Get your thoughts on that one, and then we'll move to left-back, and then we will go to the striker and the wing positions. Sound good? Sounds good to me. AJ, we need to avoid committing unnecessary fouls. Both Willian and Pereira are good with dead balls. However, Fulham's form away is really bad and they barely score. Yeah, I haven't actually checked their away form, but I saw FP saying something similar earlier, that their away form is really poor. In terms of the set pieces, do we know if Harry Wilson is fit? Because he's another one who is good on set pieces. So yeah, definitely a concern, particularly with someone like Casemiro, who does give away fouls You know, he does a lot. Someone like Maguire, in terms of if he's playing, he does give away quite a lot of fouls. He's something to consider. They sit 19th for away form. FP coming in with a stat man FP as we call him. Only one win on the road this season. So it's got to be a boost for us. It's got to be a boost. Let's just sim this game. It's not a bad idea. David, good to see you, mate. I hope you're well. If you haven't seen the news, Højlund is injured and we're scrambling for a solution. That's basically today's stream. Hope you're well, though, mate. Good to see you in the chat. Hope you've had a good week. What's happening on that training pitch? Not the first time a player gets injured there. Who knows? Is it overtraining? You know, are our players being worked too hard and therefore fatiguing? Is it not intense enough? Which is always a possibility, by the way, to remember, because we therefore don't condition the muscles well enough. So then when we do high intensity in matches and stuff like that, it takes the effect on our body in that way. I'm not sure, but for so many muscular injuries, non-contact injuries, there has to be something wrong with the intensity. Whether it's too high, too low, there's a problem there somewhere. I'm good. Hope you're doing well too. Thanks. How long will he be out for? Glad to hear. Well, mate. 2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks is what we've been told. Was it Mark earlier said we've got an international break just after the 16th of March, though. So I would imagine he's out until after the international break. Where does FP get these stats from? I don't know. He's a wizard. He's a easy for me to say. Wizard. We've got a super chat, by the way. Is it going to pop up? Oh, it lagged out a little bit. Has it done it? Sorry if that lagged out. But thank you very much for the £5 donation. Cam Neal, greatly appreciated, saying we should beat this Fulham team with whoever we put out. Play a team for the next games in preparation for playing the City game without Højlund. So trying to... you're saying trying to build a pattern in this game, which can also work in the next game. I like it. Thank you very much for the donation, guys. Make sure to say thank you very much in the chat to Cam Neal. Greatly appreciated. And like I said, hopefully that little animation popped up there. I think it did, and I think it lagged a little bit, but it's going to happen because you know the setup here is pretty shoddy. Thank you very much for the donation. I greatly appreciated. And I do agree. I do agree. Whilst Højlund out is a problem, you know, whilst Shaw out is a problem, Lisandro Martinez, they're all problems, right? They're all going to affect our ability to play nice, effective football, perhaps. But at the end of the day, like you've said, I still think we should win. I do still think we should win. The muscular injuries can be due to poor regeneration and bad fitness measuring. It could be a lot of aspects. It could be the fitness coaches. It could be, you know, the intensity of training, recovery sessions. Again, it's one of those things where we don't really know. But the fact that it's so many non-contact muscular, something's wrong. We know that much. Thank you very much again, Cam, for the donation. Greatly appreciated. I'm worried going forward because our forwards do not press. Don't you think we should bring an academy player up front? Not a bad shout. It's a good point to make. Someone like Forsum, perhaps. That is actually a really good point in terms of replacing the intensity of Højlund. I think off the ball, he is so intense. He hunts players down. He never stops running. And I think we're going to struggle to replace that. I think whoever plays up front, I don't see them lasting 90 minutes. I think we'll see them eventually being bought off. Just going to close the poll on the centre-back position. But actually, we're currently on 50 votes. Once that gets to 60 votes, we'll close it, because it's very close between Maguire and Evans right now. So, if you've got an opinion on who should be left centre-back, there's a poll in the chat. Click on it. Costs you nothing to do so. You think he'll play Anthony? I could definitely see it. Although, Anthony has now gone a couple of games without even getting any minutes on the pitch. Something to look at. Højlund is only 20. He is still growing. Such injuries are common. We saw that with Højlund as well. But also, fitness medical staff is a shambles. That's the other thing as well, yeah. He is at an age where he's still just physically growing and developing. So, injuries are natural. I think if this was just a Højlund injury, I wouldn't be pointing at the club so much. It would just be like, okay, we've got an injury. It happens to a player. Like you said, it's just kind of a common thing to happen. But the fact that it's happened to so many players, I think, is what makes me question it more. But yeah, I do think you're right. Can we get 5 more votes on that poll, I reckon? Put Scott up front and tell him if he stops running, we're sending him to Fulham. Could work. It's not a bad shout. I quite like it. Good tactical instruction there. My plan was putting McTominay in for Casemiro if Hoyland was not injured. Yeah, there's even a conversation there to be had, isn't there? Okay, I tell you what, we're going to wrap up that poll there because we've got a lot to get through. So, well done, Harry Maguire. The channel has decided you are playing as a left centre-back, my friend. Now we need to go to left-back. Oh, it's a mess, isn't it? Imagine being Ten Hag in this situation, by the way. And he's got to measure the fitness of players. He's got to keep players happy. But he's got to win this game. He's got to win the next games. There's a lot of pressure on him. People want better football, but we need results. Long day trying to decide this at the moment. Anyway, left-back options. Lindelof, in my opinion, is an option. Dalot, in my opinion, is an option. And I think Amrabat also. Is Kambwala an option at left-back? I don't think so. I think he's an option at right-back. I'm not so sure on the left side of defence. So I'm going to go Lindelof, Dalot, Amrabat for the left-back options, I think. Amas? I think it's too soon for Amas. I think in the bad environment in which we are right now, I think it would be dangerous to put him in, particularly being so young. Amas, obviously, wonderful player. So good. Really good. And if we were a more settled team and a better environment, I would be quite confident putting him into the side. But I do just feel that, you know, right now, it's a bit too early. In a chaotic environment, a lot of pressure. I think given pre-season is where I see Amas coming into the side. But you're right to suggest him because he is obviously a very, very good player. Forson also makes runs to drag centre-backs away from space, like he did for Kobbie Mainoo's winner. Good point, good point. Again, that is something else to consider in terms of which players stylistically are going to make the runs in behind. Do we want someone who does that, or do we want someone who comes towards the ball? That's a lot of decisions to make here. Amas should at least finish his A-levels first. Yeah, he's probably just done his GCSEs, right? Give him a bit of time. Amrabat is the best option, I think, or Kambwala at right back, Dalot at left back. Yeah, Dalot at left back is definitely another big option as well. In terms of you guys which are voting, are you voting for what you would do or what you think Ten Hag will do? Because for me personally, I'm not actually sure what I would do at the moment. I do think Ten Hag will go for Lindelof, I would imagine. But let me know what you reckon. Any news on Martial? Not that I've heard. I don't think Martial's playing for a while, I'll be honest. I think the fact that we hadn't even heard his name mentioned probably suggests that he's still some weeks away. So you're going what you guys would choose? Yeah, fair enough. I respect that. We'll try and figure out tactically how that team could set up when we get there. AJ, do you think a defence of Dalot at left back, Kambwala left centre back, Varane or Maguire at right centre back, and Amrabat right back? And then in possession we have Dalot move into midfield, and then Amrabat moving into the back three. I see what you're cooking there. I like it. I like the idea of what you've gone for, of naturally playing Dalot on a side where he can still invert, but also playing Amrabat on a side where he can tuck into a back three naturally. So I really like what you've gone for there. I just don't know if Amrabat can play right back because we haven't seen it, if you know what I mean. So it's difficult to say whether it could work or not. I do like the idea, though. I do like the idea of what you've gone for there. Amrabat is storming away with this poll as well. Manuel, good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. You're going for who I would pick. Martial was done for the season. Yeah, I think he's probably played his last game for us, I would imagine. I'd be surprised if we ever see him again in the United shirt, which is a little bit sad. Anyway, let's end that poll, because again, we've got another poll to get into. So, we've got Maguire there. So I assume that means you guys are keeping Dalot right back. Okay, so we're okay so far. Now we need to decide who our 6 is going to be. By the way, I am not even allowing the consideration that Kobbie doesn't start. Kobbie is starting. So for the 6th position, Casemiro. Wait, no, we don't have a choice there. I was going to say Casemiro or Amrabat, but Amrabat's already gone. Okay, so we'll call that. We'll just say midfield. Actually, next to Kobbie. That's what we'll title it. Next to Kobbie, we got Casemiro, who I think has not been great. Not been great in recent weeks. He's been all right and effective in boxes, but in general play, not great. Casemiro, McTominay, Eriksen. They are real options. I don't really see anyone else. So let's go for that. Yeah, hopefully Malacia back soon. And I believe Ten Hag has said that it will be a few weeks now. So he's getting there. He is getting there. With this setup, Amrabat and Dalot inverting, Casemiro halfback. Like I said, what we'll do, we'll make the starting 11, and then we'll see if we can cook with it. And then if we can't cook with it, we'll come back to moving some players about. Sounds like a plan to me. You've got to go for Casemiro because I want Scott up front. Yeah, fair enough. Stuart, is Højlund out? Yeah. News broke about 1 hour and a half ago. Nah, just over an hour ago. 2 to 3 weeks. So probably after the international break, which I believe will be start of April, basically. So we've got 2 to 3 weeks. He's injured. International break starts around the 20th of March. Hopefully Denmark don't play him there. And then we can bring him into the side after the international break, I would imagine. Amrabat will find it more natural to defend as a right back rather than a left back. Yeah, I think defensively it probably suits him a little bit more, playing on the right hand side of the defence rather than the left. Does it in possession? In possession probably suits him more from the left, because then he can move into midfield. So again, it's where it's a difficult one to consider. Obviously, what we've also got to take into consideration is that, how do I say this nicely, we're not great at football, and we don't control games, and we see very transitional games. So we are going to have to defend for large periods of this game, simply because we don't really take hold of the ball and dominate in that way. Casemiro is a no-brainer. Yeah, I mean, he's stormed away with that poll. It's not even close, 93%. Okay, so we're doing that. Okay, time for the dreaded position. We're going to go centre forward. Then we'll figure out our wingers from there. I don't want to call it striker. Let's call it up front, because we're not necessarily going to be using a proper striker. So, McTominay is an option. Ahmad is an option. Rashford is an option. Forson is an option. Now, I wish I could have one more to maybe say Garnacho, for example, but unfortunately, I can only do 4 options in this. So, yeah, those are the 4 options I'm going to go for this particular one. 62 likes, by the way, said Ali, and he said 80 likes, guys, you know the drill. Can we get to 80? Yeah, easily. There's over 40 people who haven't liked it yet. We can get to 80. Garnacho left wing, Forson right wing, Rashford striker. Interesting shout. So people early on swaying towards Rashford. 37% of votes, 39% of votes. I think this is quite a hot topic, guys, so get involved in that poll. Completely free to do so. You just got to press which one you want to pick. Get involved, get involved. I would choose Amrabat as the 6 if he's not starting at fullback. Yeah, I think that would have been quite an interesting discussion. If we had a left-back fit, would we have then, at that point, would we have considered Amrabat into midfield? Who knows? We'll never know, I guess. I think predicting how Willian, Kenny, Robinson approach dealing with Mainu informs a lot here for who to play as a centre-forward. What, so in terms of how you think they play out of possession down this side? One thing I will say is that I don't think that Willian is blessed with, elite tracking back ability. I think what we'll often see is Fulham dropping into a bit more of a 4-4-2. Like so. The fullbacks tend to tuck reasonably narrow. But particularly when the ball's on this side of the pitch, when we play on the left, as you then move to the right, Willian he's not someone who loves getting into these positions here. He doesn't love helping out his fullback, which means as that ball comes over and you get it to Garnacho, Robinson naturally comes out to him, he has to. You do start opening up spaces. Is this where Cobby can move into? Is this where we want our striker to move into? Is it where Bruno moves into? Does Dalot underlap? Again, I think there's options. I think there's several options. Rashford as a striker, will be counter-attack FC. Well, get voting in the poll, because at the moment, Rashford is on 36% of votes. If I see 21, I'm going to be fuming. I think there's a decent chance he plays. Willian is Anthony for Fulham. Maybe slightly better. Yeah, Willian's a bit better, I can't lie. Anthony is probably better defensively these days, though, than what Willian is. So at the moment, Rashford is top of the poll, which, I don't know if that surprised me perhaps a little bit, because I know a lot of people really aren't a fan of it. It seems a little bit like those of you which are actually in the chat don't want Rashford up front. Those of you which are maybe a little bit quieter but are using the poll seem to want Rashford up front a little bit more, which is interesting. It'd be good to see. Those of you which are voting for Rashford, there's nothing wrong with it. what's your reasoning, basically? Do you just think he's the most natural for it? Someone who's played there the most? Let me know your reasoning. I can't stress enough, keeping both Garnacho and Dallo are crucial to play the right for the chemistry they built together. Yeah, they've been so good in recent weeks, those two together, and I love their understanding, particularly with Cobby as well. It would be a shame to see that ruined as well. The fact that we've already seen our left side dynamic broken, we've seen, you know, up front dynamic broken, to then see the right wing as well would be disappointing. Mark saying this should be the game where we play McTominay up front. So currently we've got Rashford is on 33% of votes, McTominay's on 26%, then Ahmad on 23%, Forson on 18%. The maths might not add up because it changed as I was saying it. I want Rashford up front because he's instinctively more likely to shoot and score. He's probably the best finisher of the lot. I think McTominay would obviously make the debate as well, but in terms of, I think particularly if the game becomes transitional, which is something we have to consider. United are not great at controlling games, which means the games do become a little bit transitional. Rashford is probably the best transitional threat in behind there, but he's also good from the left-hand side. It's difficult, it's difficult. You voted for what you think Ten Hag will do? Yeah, fair enough. I really want to see Ahmad get a run of games on the right and then Garnacho at striker. And please just leave Rashford on the left. Yeah, like I said, I don't think Garnacho up front is that likely, but if I could have, I would have added that as one of the other options. We're on 61 votes, which is lovely. Rashford has just got it, I believe. You know what, I'll give it 20 more seconds if you want to get involved in the poll. 62 votes in that poll. Lovely to see. 67 likes on the stream. Thank you very much, guys. Force and left wing. Yeah, well, obviously the left wing situation will depend on who we end up with up front here, I think. But it does look like it's going to be Rashford. Currently, Rashford on 32% after 65 votes. If you have got involved in the poll, make sure to leave a like on the stream as well. Rashford prefers playing on the left more than the 9 position. I think that's a fair point. But he has won the poll to play up front. Marcus Rashford, that is. So we're going Rashford up front. Now, so this is our team we've built so far. Left wing, right wing. Who are our options? Ahmad's an option for maybe both sides. Anthony's an option. Garnacho's an option. I think we're going to keep Bruno in the middle. Forson is an option as well. So do you want to split this into right wing and left wing? Or are you guys in chat pretty unanimous that you want it one way or the other? Let me know. Academy Scoop, who's usually pretty accurate for Academy News, has reported that it's Forson. Something to keep in mind. So if it's Forson, I think he'll come in up front. I think because that's where we've seen him already for the first team. I think if Forson does play, I think it will be as a striker, and I think it would be Rashford on the left. So, interesting. Anthony on the left for natural left foot can come in handy for putting in crosses. Definitely. I think he probably does suit playing that side more. Almost what I've said with Garnacho as well, simplifying his game. I think it would do the same for Anthony. Yeah, I guess the only issue with it for this game would be we're now crossing to Rashford, which probably isn't ideal. McTominay number 10, Fernandes right wing, Garnacho left wing. I did wonder if there would be debate there. Oh, this is difficult. I don't even know how to do the polls because there's so many different options here. Left wing, Garnacho, right wing, Ahmad. I think that might be the fans' preferred choice. I don't know if Ten Hag would go with it, but I think it will be the fans' preferred choice. I think what we'll need to see regardless is just a lot of rotation in the front line, because I think we're going to have a few players who perhaps aren't naturally playing their best position. We've probably got to go quite a rotational attack, players able to make movements into different channels, occupy different zones of space, so at times they at least get to operate where they want to. I think that will be important in this game. Crosses for McTominay. Could work if McTominay comes in for the last 20 minutes. Very much so. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go left wing. We're going to do a left wing poll because, like I said, I think there's so many different opinions flying about, so many different options. I'm just trying to get to overall what you guys are suggesting. So left wing, we're going to say Garnacho is an option. We're going to say I don't think Forson plays on the left. So I'm not going to put Forson in this. As in, he can play left, but I don't think he will in this game. I think if Forson's brought in, I think Rashford will stay wide. So, Garnacho left. Anthony left. Can Ahmad play left wing, do you guys reckon? I'll put him into the discussion. And then Fernandes. I am going to put Fernandes in there because we have seen him play wide before. So that's the left wing situation. Like I said, with Forson, he's good on the left wing. But I think if Forson was to come into the side, because he's already played up front for the first team, I think it would just be Rashford left, Forson up top. I think so. Thing to consider. If we're moving Garnacho to the left wing, this is left wing specific. If we move Garnacho to the left wing, we don't have him on the right. Obviously, but it is something to consider because our right side has been good recently, probably the best it's been for a while. So consider that. Bruno on the wing is a no. Yeah, I think people will just disagree, that's all. The problem is I've got a feeling with this poll, Garnacho's going to win, but I think if I do a poll on the right-hand side as well, I think Garnacho's going to win over there as well. I think that's the problem we're going to end up with here. Who's more ready, Forson or Ahmad? Good question, I don't know. The thing, what we could do with Fernandes wide, is you could then bring, where is he, McTominay into here. That box crashing threat. It is something to consider, don't rule it out completely. Just another reason to put Rashford on the left? Possibly so. I've got a feeling we're going to end up with quite a jumbled team here, we'll see. Do you want to do the right wing instead? Should I end that poll and we'll do a right wing one instead? Would you guys prefer to do it that way around? Okay, we'll do it like that then. So ignore the left wing poll. We're going to go for the right hand side. We're going Garnacho. We're going Anthony, because I think he's quite likely. We'll go Ahmad, and we'll go Bruno. We'll do it like that. Can McTominay and Fernandes both play as a false nine? That would be an interesting dynamic. They probably both wouldn't literally be false nine. What we'd probably see is like rotations. So like one would be a false nine, whilst the other is a second striker. But possibly. I'd be surprised if McTominay doesn't start somewhere. That's how I feel. That is how I feel. I just think McTominay plays. Because what Ten Hag's been saying recently is we've got an 11 which is playing really well. McTominay deserves to start, but he can't get into the 11 because the 11's been doing well, and that's all I can play. That suggests he's kind of that next one knocking on the door. Now, I know in position and things are important, but I just feel that McTominay plays this game. Whether that's something you're a fan of or not, I think McTominay starts the game. This is why I wouldn't push Rashford up front. It causes too much change behind him. Yeah, that's kind of my approach to it, personally. Ten Hag must have the same problem choosing. Yeah, and he's got a lot of pressure on him as well. We can do this kind of chilled and laid back. I can't remember the game, but I swear I remember Bruno and Scott pressing high as 2-10s. Personally, I couldn't tell you. It might have happened. McTominay and Bruno can interchange as false nine? Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it wouldn't be a case of them both being there at the same time. It would be a rotational job. I don't think he changes to midfield, though, so he can only put Scott up top. Possibly. It's a difficult one to decide, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very difficult one. Just quickly checking something on my phone. I do apologise for this, not very professional. But I need to check it. Garnacho not as good on the left wing anymore. I think he's probably still as good. I just think the right-hand side, like I've said a few times, I think it just simplifies it for him. Being right-footed, right side, he needs to work less space to get the ball into a position where he's comfortable. That's how I feel. I think we need to give Ahmad a chance. Fulham is not a bad team too. Yeah, Fulham are a good side. We've got to remember that as well. If McTominay starts, then take Bruno out. Can't have both in midfield. Could one of them play wide? Could one of them play further forward? Who knows? Only Carrick succeeded as manager with a false nine against Chelsea. Who remembers that Carrick run? What a legend. Most likely he will play a 4-1-4-1. Something like that, you reckon? So Ahmad's winning this vote, but it is close, so I'm going to leave it up a little bit longer. Alex asking, is Højlund injured? Unfortunately, yes. 2 to 3 weeks. So probably takes it up until the international break. Yada, yada. So yes, unfortunately, Rasmus Højlund is out 2 to 3 weeks. And we're all quite sad because of it. But we're working on a solution, and I'll be honest, it's turning into a bit of a mess. I have no idea what's going on, but we're trying to make a team. We're getting there. We're working through it. We're just doing different polls to figure out who should play where. We'll come up with something. The 8 will push higher than the 10. Can McTominay play as a lone 9? That's the question. That is a big question. A lot of people say, you know, he's a striker. He played as a striker in the academy, but that's not strictly true. You know, I see a lot of comments. Whichever coach changed McTominay from a striker to a midfielder was a daft decision, but it was never true that he was a striker in the academy. He was a midfielder. The academy team was without a striker for a while, so they moved him. You know, he was a midfielder, moved up front for a season, then moved back to midfield. He was never a striker in the long term. It was never the long-term plan for him. So, can he be a solo 9? I don't know. Forson's seen the pitch a couple of times this season. If you want my prediction, I think, you know, I am going to leave McTominay out. I think my prediction is a front 3, which looks like this. I've changed my mind. I think this is the front 4 we see. McTominay said himself he played like 2 games there. He had to cover for the 9 for only 1 game, I reckon. Yeah, he played very few games up front in the academy. It's a bit of a myth that he was a striker. I think this is the front 4 solution, I think personally. Because, again, I am so keen for us just to not completely disrupt every single pattern we've got in the side. Madrid have had similar problems, but Ancelotti has used his midfield as well to cover the holes. Granted, we don't have the same quality of players. Yeah, Ancelotti's done a brilliant job with their injuries. Tchouaméni at centre-back. All sorts of different players in different positions. Yeah, he's doing really well with the injuries. Has Forson played striker? So that's the position he has been playing in recent weeks when he's come on from the bench. So we're talking Wigan in the Cup, I believe he played there. Was it Newport in the Cup? He came on the bench, or came on from the bench there. And also against Wolves. The only thing is, he has come into this position normally from the bench, or certainly a couple of times, with Højlund as well. A bit like McTominay. I think Ten Hag will choose Rashford, Garnacho, McTominay, Bruno, with Bruno on the right. Definitely an option as well. I think they're kind of my top 2. I think, for me personally, I think Forson or McTominay come into the team. And perhaps just for what we need currently, McTominay is the more obvious solution. Perhaps. But I think personally, I think it's one of those 2. We need Dallo as a goal threat this game. We certainly do. 78 likes on the stream, by the way. Absolutely incredible. Thank you guys so much for the support. Greatly appreciated. Can we push to 80? I reckon we can. We've got 120 people in here at the moment. That's insane. Leave a like. Costs nothing. And it's greatly appreciated. It really helps the stream. It helps the community. Helps everything. So, also, by the way, if you guys want to send a super chat or become a member or anything like that, your name's going to pop up on screen, which is kind of cool. You could be the only 3rd person ever to have that. So, give it a go. Give it a go. Where's Højlund? Unfortunately, he's injured, my friend. Would you guys label Fulham as a physical side? Because that's something else we've got to consider. And a set-piece threat. Things like that. I don't know if FP is still here. FP, mate, if you're here, I'm summoning you. But if you're not, it's fine. If you are here, do you know how many goals, or, you know, how good Fulham are for set pieces? If you're here, but if you're not. He's here. What a legend. FP, do you know what Fulham's set piece stats are like this season? In terms of, have they scored many, conceded many, things like that? The good thing for United is that Fulham are also without a key man due to suspension. Palinha in midfield will not play the game. That's big. Big, really good ball winner in midfield, so that'd be handy. David Satula has just gifted 1 membership, and it should pop up here, I believe, in a second. Where is it? It's gonna pop up. There we go. So it was, the membership was gifted to Rahul. Thank you very much, David, for gifting the membership. You guys can now see how that works. in the future, I want to make that bigger as well. But thank you very much for gifting that membership, guys. Make sure to spam some love hearts in the chat to say thank you very much to David. Greatly, greatly appreciated. And also, you can see that as well when people subscribe to a channel. That pops up as well. Pretty cool. I'm going to make that bigger in the future, though, because it's a little bit small, isn't it? Is Forson a striker? Not naturally. He's more of a wide player moving inside the pitch, but he can do a job up there. He can do a job up there, and we have seen him try to do it a few times. And we have seen Ten Hag turn towards that. Enjoy it, Rahul. Enjoy it, mate. You will now see, as you know this because you've been a member before, you'll now see that you get some custom emotes you can use. Just want to see how it works. Yeah, like I said, I want to, in the future, make it a little bit bigger. So it's a bit of a cooler presentation. I think it's kind of cool. I can get a noise with it as well, where I'll go like, ba-ding. But I feel like if we do that, there you go. Ryan Reynolds just become a member. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ryan, for becoming a member. Everyone, you know the drill. Spam some love hearts in the chat to say thank you to Ryan and also just to welcome him to the members club. If you are a member and you want some exclusive content, DM me on Discord. The Discord linked at the top. But thank you very much for becoming a member. And again, I think that's pretty cool how it pops up there. No noise, please. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like I said, it goes like ba-ding. But I'm thinking if like, I don't know, someone gifts 20 memberships, which someone like Nuruddin or VK often do. If we get that, that's going to be a nightmare. So I chose not to. Striker is the danger man. I never know how you pronounce his name. Is it Muniz? I don't know how you pronounce his name. But yeah, good form at the moment. Pardon me, I do apologise. Signal is kind of poor, so I'll try to find it. No worries if you can't, FP, mate. No worries. How do you say his name? I think the games coming are kind of well placed for us, except the FA Cup game. Should win the Fulham one, regardless of Hoyland. Probably take 0 points from City anyway. Everton, poor form. Then Sheffield United. Fair point. And you can see Ali has just donated $5. Thank you very much, Ali, saying, guys, 100 likes. You know the drill. 100 likes. Can you hit it? We're only 12 away. We're 12 likes. 12 likes away from hitting 100 likes on this stream, which would be incredible. Ali, thank you very much for the gifted membership. Greatly, not the gifted membership, the donation. What am I talking about? Thank you very much, Ali, for the donation of $5. Guys, as usual, make sure to turn the chat green to say thank you. 100 likes. We can hit that for sure. Absolutely, we can hit that. W's for Ali. Yeah, spam some W's in there. So Fulham have got 5 goals from set pieces this season, 1 more than United. So I wouldn't label them as necessarily a massive threat from set pieces. Sorry, I've just jinxed the football club. All I was thinking is, for example, if they were a side which score a lot from set pieces, would we need a McTominay just for an extra bit of size to replace Hoyland? I think Hoyland is quite an important player for us on set pieces, just being a big player. I know we've got Maguire, Casemiro, Varane. But outside of that, not any huge players as such. Ali saying he wishes he could donate memberships. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't let you. It's frustrating. It's a shame. It's a shame. 89 likes on the stream, guys, and 123 people in here. That's insane. Run the likes up. I reckon we can push 100. That's over 30 people who haven't. We can do that. Dallow's pretty good in the air. Yeah, he is good in the air, to be fair. I'm just not sure that he's like a massive threat as such. Say from an attacking set piece, but also a defensive set piece. I'm not sure he's someone who really stands out in the box as a big aerial presence. But yeah, he's not bad. He's not bad. Particularly up against someone like Willian, for example. I think he'll be fine. I'm still not sure what to go for as a kind of a settled 11 here. I'm not sure what to go for. I think it will be. I'm not even convinced it will be those centre backs because it could be Johnny Evans for the ball playing ability. FP with a membership, 3 months as a member. We are just getting started. We really are, and I need to get some new custom badges sorted for people like you who are going to hit 4 month, 5 month, 6 month. I've got a 6 month one made already, but I feel like we need one before that. But thank you very much, as always, FP, for the support on the channel. I don't know if that one's going to pop up on here or not. I'm not sure. Or did it already and I missed it? I'm not sure. Sorry if I did. But thank you very much, FP. Greatly appreciated your support on the channel, always. And now a mod. So listen to FP, guys. Listen to FP. Evans is also a lot calmer, and Marshall's the defence better. Yeah, I think we saw that in the second half the other day. $5 from Ryan Reynolds saying, I love your tactical content, man. Keep up the great work. Omari Forson up top for the win. I do like the idea of Forson. It's definitely an option. Thank you very much for the donation. $5. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Absolute legend. I didn't actually pay attention, but hopefully your name popped up there. I hope it popped up there. I hope you got that. If you didn't, I do apologise. But thank you very much for the donation. Guys, make sure to spam some love hearts in the chat for Ryan to say thank you very much. Greatly appreciated as always, my friend. Genuinely don't think I could guess this 11 ever. I think we could sit here for a couple of hours and not decide on an 11. Ali has challenged you guys. 9 more likes. 9 likes. Can you do it? It's a push. It's a push. It's a push. 9 more likes. Forson, I think Forson up top is an option. I think it really is. Like I said, I think we could sit here for a long time, long time, and not come up with an 11 which we all agree on. I don't think we're even going to get close to that. Who are you guys feeling is going to get our goals this weekend? Like, we haven't even covered that yet. Score prediction. We've been here for an hour and we haven't even mentioned how confident we are actually for the game. Normally, that's one of the first things we do. We got a bit distracted with the whole striker situation. How confident are you guys? With the Højlund news. With the lack of left back. With no Lisandro Martinez, of course. How confident are you in terms of performance? In terms of result? Today's chat is on fire and I love it. Yeah, the chat rate is insane. Absolutely insane. The engagement in chat has been very, very good. It's been good all week, to be fair. It's really good to see. Completely levels up these streams, if you ask me. We're on 94 likes. We're getting there. We're getting there. 1-0 to United, says Ali. 2-1 United, with goals from Rashford and Bruno. Rashford and Bruno better step up. We need a Bruno Fernandes performance. I think Rashford's been okay in the last couple. Still got levels he can go up for sure. But Bruno in particular needs that creative threat. Needs those right decisions in the final third. Recently, it's been pretty damn good. Support on the channel the last month or so has been very, very good. I think it's coincided with United being, you know, a bit more positive, better results, the takeover news and stuff like that. It's good to see. The community seems happier at the moment, which you guys deserve because you guys are legends. Garnacho and Bruno to score? Yes, please. 2-0, Rashford and Forson. That'd be good to see, wouldn't it? A Forson goal. That'd be a big moment. I think the fact that it's at Old Trafford helps. I think if we were going away, I would be really worried. Really, really concerned. I would be lacking confidence. But as FP said there, by the way, FP with another stat, the man doesn't stop. Fulham have only beaten us twice at Old Trafford. 1962 and 2003. The Old Trafford factor. We might be getting new stadiums soon, but whilst we're at Old Trafford, we need to make this place a fortress. And it's something we've done in the past. We need to do it again. 5-3. That's a high-scoring game. It sounds quite United-like, though, with the lack of control, end-to-end, attacks at both ends. I like it. We know Ten Hag will pick Garnacho, Rashford and Antony for the front three. I think a month ago, maybe a bit longer than that now, actually, maybe 6-7 weeks ago, I would have agreed and gone, realistically, no Højlund. Antony 100% comes into the side. That would have been my mindset 6 or 7 weeks ago. I do think there has been a slight change. I think there's been a slight change. He's barely got on the pitch recently, realistically. I think he's now 2 games without a minute, Antony. I might be wrong. I think late on against Wolves. Is that the last time he played? Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think there has been a change there. 1-0 Garnacho scoring. Also an imaginary goal from Højlund just to keep the streak going. In my opinion, imaginary goals count towards the record. So 2-1 United, says FP. I will be watching at 12 a.m. Pretty early for me. Last 2 games I've had to watch till 3:30 in the morning. Hope it's worth it this time too. That is dedication. That is commitment. And I absolutely respect it. Hopefully it's worth it. Hopefully it's worth it. Matt with the 3 months of membership. Thank you very much. Saying for every new member, a Glazer stubs their toe. I mean, that's worth memberships. Because surely enough stub toes and there's a broken foot and something will go horribly wrong and they'll leave. Appreciate the support as always though, Matt. A member for 3 months. What a legend. Heroic. That's literally from the start, by the way. Because he started mid-November. DJ Nature saying 1-0 to United. I'll take it. I will take it. With the extent of injuries and things we're getting at the moment, it's all about result, it feels. A couple of weeks ago, I wanted those performances, but it's all about result. How will you watch the game? What do you mean, sorry? Oh, it's a 3 p.m. kickoff on a Saturday. The UK blackout. Sad times. Good luck, 8th of March. No idea what's on the 8th of March. I just want 3 points before heading to City. Yeah, I think if we're realistic, I doubt any of us are that confident that we beat City. So as many points as we can get before then, greatly, greatly appreciated. Ewan, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Can't watch it if you'll be on the train. Hopefully, we've all got a lot of points to come back to. A lot of points. 3 points, a lot of goals for United to come back to watch the game back. Oh. DD22, I like it. I like it. Terrified for the City game. A draw would feel like a win in that one. Yeah, week by week, injury by injury, it seems to get less and less likely that we get a result in that game. But you know what? I believe. I think we've seen worse United sides go and get points at City in recent seasons. I truly believe that. I think we've seen some pretty terrible ones, in my opinion. So, season's over, I'm afraid. I don't know. I feel that with that 5th place spot potentially being enough for Champions League football, for me, that's what is really giving me hope still. The fact that I think Villa and Spurs will drop points again, because I don't think they're perfect. You know, I think they will drop points over the course of the season. So, I think we'll be alright. The season's not over. Season's not over. How many times can one season be over? Really good point, to be fair. The season was over 3 months ago, wasn't it? Honestly, the remontada of this season has been incredible. One all says Zach. Would that be a bad result, or would we take it in the circumstances? Alex asking, do you know when the next stream is, lad? I had to miss this one due to work. Tomorrow. Before kickoff. About an hour before kickoff, I will react to the Erik ten Hag team news, where hopefully by then we'll understand a little bit more, you know, or we will. We'll know what Ten Hag's gone for by then. So I will be live tomorrow. About an hour before kickoff. So 2 p.m. UK time. I'll be live for about an hour up until kickoff, and then I'll leave. So you'll get my final thoughts ahead of the game, Ten Hag's team selection, things you need to watch out for in a match, all of that sort of stuff. XPIUL, expected pack it up, lads, is high right now. I like it. I'm not sure it's going to catch on, but I like it. It's a good metric. We must rank higher than that, by the way. The expected, or the XPIUL expected, we're up there. We're right up there. Our only goal scorer is out. McTominay looks fit and healthy to me. He's a threat. He's a threat. He is a threat. I don't know what to do with this 11, guys. I'll be honest with you. I'm reading through the chat and trying to get your guys' thoughts as much as possible. I don't know what to do with this starting 11. I don't know what 11 to settle on. If you guys want my opinion of what I think will happen, my prediction is this. I think it's that. That's my prediction with, pardon me, I apologise, maybe Anthony for Forson. I think that's my prediction. Obviously, if Anthony was to play, it would go Rashford up front. It would go Garnacho left. Anthony right. I don't know if it's just positive thinking, though. I'm hoping that Ten Hag is going to stick with the plan which has worked in recent weeks down the right-hand side and things. So that's my opinion. Might not be right. It's just what I think Ten Hag will go for. Trying to predict Ten Hag, which can be hard to do. 2 changes is fine, to be honest. Ten Hag doesn't want to change too much. Yeah, that's how I see it. I don't mind a couple of changes to the start 11, but I don't want to see 4, 5, 6. I think he plays Anthony, even though I don't like it. The other one, obviously, is McTominay as well. There is the option for Rashford up front, Bruno wide, McTominay in the 10, Garnacho on the other wing. Definitely possible as well. If I see Rashford up front again, I will cry. Don't cry, mate. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. He's gone through some streaks up front where he scored goals. Maybe he's about to do another one next 3 weeks. Hang on. We've got Rashford potentially being forced to play up front with City next week. He always scores goals against City, I swear. This is his time. He's about to have 3 weeks as a striker where he's unbelievably good and can't stop scoring. You heard it here first. We're on 99 likes, by the way, guys. Love that. Love that. Thank you very much for the support, as always. He can't be starting Anthony. It will hurt him on and off the pitch. Possibly. I think he definitely might, though. He definitely could. Because it's Ten Hag. He definitely could. He does quite like Anthony. So he definitely could. Is there anything else you guys want to discuss? Apart from the striker situation? Do you guys want to talk too much about Fulham tactically? If you don't, it's fine. I think we're all exhausted from trying to figure this thing out. I see 101 likes. Really? Let's have a look. I see 102 likes. There's only 103 people here, but we've got 102. Right now, actually, it's just gone down. We've got more likes than people. Boom. Tell me another stream which does that. There isn't one. Thank you guys so much for the support. I think pretty much everyone here has now liked the stream. That's insane. Thank you guys so much. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Heroes. 100 likes. 100 likes. He will start Anthony, is what my gut says. I think if he starts Anthony, we see this. I think this is the team we see if he starts Anthony. I think he'll go Lindelof at left back. The main reason I think this is simply because when Shaw has had to come off the last couple of times, Lindelof has come in. You know, it hasn't been Amrabat coming in. It hasn't been Amas coming in. It hasn't been, I don't know, Anthony. So the fact that in recent weeks, when Shaw has been forced off, we have turned to Lindelof. I just don't see it changing. I don't see it changing. So I think we see Lindelof here. In an ideal world, we keep Rashford left, Garnacho right, just for the sake of continuity. Boom. I don't know. I'm undecided on the front four, but I think this goalkeeper plus this 6 will start. Obviously, again, there's still potential Johnny Evans might play. Very, very possible. Very possible. But I don't know. I'm leaning to this as what I think Ten Hag might go for. Apparently, Harry Amas was pictured with training with the first team. He was. He was a couple of weeks ago as well. It's good for his development. We're on 108 likes. There's only 95 people here. Shout out to the people who liked and left. Legends. Lindelof is horrible at left back. You're not wrong. He is, but we might have to just go with it. Ali with the donation right below me there. Beautiful stuff. $10. You guys are the best. Here is for 100 likes. Thank you so much, Ali. King. Big up, everyone. AJ deserves all the likes. Same as you all. What a family. Thank you so much, Ali, for the donation and also the kind words. Greatly appreciated. And also your effort to get the likes running up as well. Because we're now on 109 likes. So that's absolutely insane. So turn the chat green. Spam some W's. Spam some love hearts. Some flames. If you're a member, just put anything because your names are green as well. And also make sure to say thank you to Ali as well, because just what an absolute king. I ran out of words. Heroic. The support is unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's insane. Like I said. Mark, there's no need for that, man. It's difficult to speak, alright? Leave me alone. 109 likes. That is bonkers. What's our record? I think our record's close to 120, but that's when we've had like 180 people here. That's insane. 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 Not sure what Mo just put in chat. Yeah, this is the 11 I think we go for. I think this is what we're going to see. Genuinely, I think for today's stream, I think we're done there. I think we are done because I don't know what else to say. It's so much speculation that it's difficult to even predict how the game's going to go. In recent weeks, you know, I've thought this will be the 11, so we probably play like this. We can exploit this weakness in the opposition. But with so much uncertainty over the starting 11, it's difficult to talk about tactically how it's going to unfold and things like that. So it's where we're going to leave there, unless you've got any last minute questions. I'm happy to sit and chill for the next 10 minutes. But in terms of talking about the team, I think that's it. If you guys have got any more predictions you want to get in chat, feel free to do that. Fire away with them. If you want to see your name there, subscribe to a channel or become a member or anything like that. Or donate, anything like that. Up to you. But yeah, apart from that, we are going to kind of wrap up towards the end of stream now. Fernandez overlapping left wing. Mainu pushing into the 10. Amrabat at left back. Nuruddin should drop a £500 donation. I think it's unlikely. But if he wants to, I'm not going to say no to it. I'll give him a high five in return. Business. Bottom line is, I'm lost with what some of you guys say in chat. Confuses me sometimes. Could you play Dallo and Garnacho on the left to keep up the partnership? Ooh. Have we seen that suggested yet? That was my best Gary Neville impression, by the way. Have we seen that suggested? Because he could, you know. Obviously, it's a very different dynamic because they're suddenly on the other side of the pitch. But one thing I like about them is they are two-way players. Ronaldo, my friend, you might have cooked. We're screwed. Poetic. Ronaldo, you might have cooked. You might have cooked. Because they are good two-way players. How does it work with the rest of the team? Perhaps, I don't know, something like this, maybe. Could be Kambala right back as well. But you're right, it does keep that Dallo-Garnacho dynamic. Dallo inverts. Like I said, in a way, it kind of like flips it as well. But just the understanding with each other. It still changes the system, absolutely, but it does keep them close to each other. Højlund's injured. Sorry to break the bad news. 2 to 3 weeks, as you would have said there. It's a shout. It's a shout. I think my preference would still be just to keep it simple down the right-hand side. But it's definitely a shout, and I really like it. Thinking outside the box. Love that. That's it. I still think what I had initially is more likely, but I love that you've cooked up something different there. Big fan of that. Big fan of that indeed. Kambala right back in that system? Yeah, possibly. Better wide defender things. I think there's also, depending on the system, you know, say Dallo was left back. I think there's the chance that Maguire and Varane swap. We've seen Ten Hag swap our centre-backs around before. I'm not a big fan of it, but we have seen Ten Hag do it. Simply to keep Maguire as the central defender. You know, where's Kambala? Here he is. Something like that is possible. Again, I would never recommend switching your centre-backs game to game, but Ten Hag's done it, so it's a possibility. Not going to recommend it, but it's possible. It's possible. I feel like a lot is possible. One, with Ten Hag as manager, who doesn't mind a little tinker here and there, but also with an injury hit squad and a team which individually dips in and out of form and as a collective as well. So I think anything could happen. There won't be an 11 which will surprise me unless McTominay's left back. That would be a little bit of a surprise. But in general, I don't think a lot's going to surprise me. We will be back here live tomorrow, 2 p.m. UK time, which is about 30 minutes later than what we started today, with reaction to the starting 11. I've just seen another little... How many times are we going to see that name in the next month, do you reckon? What a legend. Ali with another $5 donation saying, great show. Everyone remember to smile and say something nice to a friend or a stranger. What a lovely sentiment. Positivity can do wonders and changes lives. Legends. Thank you so much for the donation, but the kind words. What a message to send out. Beautiful. Love it. Thank you very much, Ali. Greatly appreciated, guys. Before we leave, turn the chat green. Turn the chat green. Really feeling that need for multi-positional flexibility in the backline and midfield in the summer transfers. Yeah. So we're not just constantly chucking random players into random positions to try and make it work. We need some versatility at the back, don't we? We need it. But yeah, Ali, thank you so much. Thank you so much to Ali for the donation once again. Also, thank you to Ryan for the donation earlier. And we also had Cam Neal with the donation as well, which is greatly appreciated. We had David gifted the membership. And we had FP and Matt flexing their 3-month memberships as well. Kings, a lot of you, absolute legends. Support today has been unbelievable. And like I said, on the channel in general recently. Are we now lagging out? Beautiful. Are we lagging out as I'm doing my little thank you piece? That is perfect. Look at the timing of that. Look at the timing of that. We have completely lagged out. You guys might be seeing me right now, but on my end, we've completely lagged out. Churn the fat green. Beautiful. This is completely lagged out on my end. You guys might be seeing me like normal. I'm not sure. I don't know if you guys are still seeing me or not. I'm trying to do an outro, but I don't know if you guys can see me. I don't think you can. I think it's buffered like hell. But it still says there's 80 of you watching. I've got a feeling you guys are now just sitting here watching me rambling. But I can't see that you can see me, and I can't read the chat either. This is really awkward. This is really awkward. So guys, come here often. I don't know what's going on with the stream. Are we still here or not? I don't know if we're still here. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you are seeing this, thanks for the support as always. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I can't even end the stream. I can't even press to end the stream.